as of late as we head into the top left-hand corner, the blue Terran player, to kickstart this best of 3 series. This is going to be ByuN. And he takes on the red Protoss in the bottom right. We just saw him knock down Classic. This is ShoWTimE. Quite the bracket. Classic into ByuN. Let's see what ShoWTimE can do. Following the EWC, do I think that people are adapting to Clem's style of play? He seems a bit off later. His opponents are catching up to him. I don't. I mean, it's mostly just TvP, right? I don't know. I think a lot of people are figuring out a little bit of just the safer way to get set up in PvT against Clem. So maybe, yes, he is getting a little bit figured out, but I wouldn't say he's getting like completely figured out. He can still play very good. I mean, you look at who he's losing to, and it's like it's basically only Classic on a regular basis, and Classic is playing at actually an extremely high level in that matchup. So I think there is a little bit of it, perhaps, but the reality is it's not like he's losing to everyone, right? At the end of the day. I feel like Clem's results at EWC were pretty typical of what had been happening in the build-up to EWC as well. Solar kept giving him close series. Classic has shown the ability to beat him. I mean, you look at the Classic Clem series from EWC, and yeah, it's a 3-0, but that's a very good set of games. You know, those are games that are back and forth and could absolutely just swing one way than the other very easily. Like, that could have very easily been a much closer scoreline, even if Classic ended up winning still. It's not like Clem was in an unplayable position or was, you know, completely outmatched either. So, yeah. It'll be fun to see how more people kind of approach him. But of course, we're also now in this kind of scenario, in this world where, you know, after EWC, a lot of people are going to go back to kind of like loosening up their playstyles a bit, play a few different things again. You know, everyone really honed in on exactly how they wanted to play for EWC. And now that the biggest event of the year has passed us, we kind of loosen up again and we play more styles and we try and improve our kind of breadth of gameplay. So we take a little bit of a different approach. So yeah. The cooldown period of like the World Championship is always a very interesting time because you have, again, a lot of players kind of take a bit of time off, and then a lot of players kind of switch up how they play a little bit. A lot of players don't grind as much, and then obviously as events start to ramp back up again, everyone starts to get back into shape again, so it's very fun. The best is when there's a tournament just after the World Championship, like when we had World Team League playoffs after the World Championship. You know, that was great, because then you have like freaking monster mode players who are World Championship level playing in another seriously big event just a week later, so their form is still right there. You know, that World Team League playoffs, that was right after the World Championship, was top notch. Yeah, that was really good. That's always the case as well. If there's something just after, it's always very nice. That's why it would have been nice if the Krakow event was like 1 week later, so everyone flew out of Krakow and like all the top players were actually there. As we saw, Reno and Clem played a banger of the finals, but the reality was that everyone else was not quite on the Reno and Clem level, you know, because everyone else was still at EWC. So. 30% Hellion going to poke the probe, taking some damage right off the bat. Gateway will finish. The robot facility coming online. The gateway still coming up. The blink on the way. So far, so good. As we just have a couple of Marines still continuing through as well. The Tech Lab building. The SCVs are on the way out. The Raven coming online as well. So again, just a little bit of everything coming through for the moment. A robot facility a part of this. And that gateway is about to complete. Medevac flying over, WardiTV and a few Marines. Going to get poked as the Stalkers get there, so the Stalkers will be able to push that back. Marine's going to hit the pylon for a little bit. Going to see the WardiTV burrowing the Stalker. And she's going to get blown up, so nice little grab for ByuN. WardiTV getting a kill like that is not really expected in these scenarios, so that's +1 Stalker from ByuN's point of view that, like I said, for him probably wasn't even really on the table. So not a bad one to kind of take advantage of a little. And to be able to go from there. Medevac still boosting, WardiTV burrowing. We do have the retreat back home with these units. Repair the Medevac a little and get back on track. We actually have ShoWTimE step on the map as well. Needs to be careful not to run into the mine. It's not one to lose a second Stalker, although he does have blinks. There is a counterplay to the mine shot now for ShoWTimE that wasn't there previously, as the blink was still upgrading. It's kind of funny that the boys from EWC rocked up an hour after the event started, having spent the night in Dubai airport and still kind of wrecked everyone. Yeah. I mean, that's just the level of EWC players, right? Like, you know, there's a reason these guys qualified to EWC, and yeah, I mean, that's just the truth of it, right? So yeah, there's some fun games though. There's some fun games. Just yeah, there was a disparity between the top three and the rest of the field. Definitely was a bit of a gap for sure. I actually think SOS crashing out so early was a bit sad, because I actually think SOS might have been able to put a bit more of a fight up against some of these guys as well. Just we never really got to see him move past the PvP. So. Frame Tank will take the chance to move onto the map. The Stalkers are into the natural. They blink across and find themselves a few SCVs, 3-4 workers. And they start going down almost immediately there. A couple of units on the other side will put some damage in. It's going to be 5 workers killed. Not bad at all, as the Stalkers will pull back away from those SCVs. And drop the recoil down. The Marine Tank army still approaching forward. Double force still coming in. Sentry gets picked off. More Zealots, the Stalkers still gathering up, as we will see. Well, straight away that gateway taking some damage. Second gateway in the Robo facility going to be taking some damage too. Just going to see that getting knocked down. It's just going to have a lot of this being done. Plus one attack, Robo Bay coming through. Again, just a couple of Zealots still coming about. We see the Stalkers coming across as well. Stalker's still fighting. A couple of Zealots coming around from the bottom side. Going to go after the siege tanks. ByuN's army kind of getting shredded. He's going to save the tanks with the medevacs and pull them back. Can he actually get them home? The medevac's super low. He has fresh medevacs. They will come boosting in. They will be the saving grace. They will save the day as the medevacs do retreat away. So we pull back. We get out of the Robo facility. Zealots probes will continue to come online. The Stalker set up as well. The Raven on the bottom side here between the natural and the main. Going to hang out for a few moments also. Going to bring that back into the natural even, where a couple of probes will begin to go down. It's going to be 3-4 workers. Just going to make it 5. Good harassment from ByuN, getting some additional workers at the tail end of this. Finding an extra bit of value from the Raven. And of course that Raven's going to hang around until it gets shot down by Stalkers. It will continue to look for a whole bunch of damage as this game continues. Means we'll just get that observer that gets taken down. The ByuN still moving through. So it's again up toward the top side. So it's ready to dive the natural. We are going to see the bunker at the front there immediately in some trouble. WardiTV going to get off and hit some of the Zealots as well. 2 WardiTVs both going to connect quite nicely. See the rest of the ByuN pulling back to deal with these Zealots. This is obviously what ShoWTimE loves to see. The chance to just get in, force ByuN units back, take ByuN away from being on the map in general is almost always going to be a good thing. ByuN's WardiTVs go up over there. A little overreaction to a hallucination. And obviously those WardiTVs still important as well. If there's going to be heavy Zealot counts, then the WardiTVs are going to be one of the things that can really help you to clear through those Zealot counts and just push through in general. So that's always also a major positive at the moment. ByuN is on the 3rd CC, and he will try and take that into position as this army moves forward. So again, trying to use the map control to leverage himself into a reasonable spot here. Tanks get sieged and a little bit of the Protoss already getting punched back. The Marauder out there and putting a few hits in as well. That Colossus actually taking a few shots of damage and tanking a few little hits right from the get-go. The ByuN will continue to shoot, and the Zealots are going to start going down. WardiTV going to connect, and again, that's exactly why the WardiTVs are great. Because they're able to come straight through, knock a bunch of the Zealots down in these scenarios. So army of ByuN is looking pretty powerful. Has a couple of EMPs available too. The thing he doesn't have is, you know, a Viking count. He has no effective way to deal with the Colossus other than, you know, basically just looking to surge them and overwhelm them. Going back right now, the Bio getting rid of a few more Zealots here. So again, we step away, take a few moments, a few extra units coming up from the low ground once again, going to get to the middle of the map. We're actually going to start spreading a little bit, so Colossus actually gets taken down, and again, the one thing that kills the Colossus right now is just a lack of protection for them. Running so deep into your natural, it almost feels like ByuN should have an opportunity to split some units away and start working on a third base, but he's not going to take that risk. He's going to keep the pressure on the natural, sees the opportunity to get some gateways here. Stalkers going to risk themselves, not target firing down the Viking, which feels scary because it means that your Colossus are going to keep taking damage, and now only one Colossus remains. ShoWTimE gets out-muscled. Oh, look at me remembering the word I like to use. Gets out-muscled on the front of his natural, and ByuN will just bully his way into a 1-0 lead in this best of 3. What? In the top right, our blue Terran player is going to be ByuN. Up 1 game in the best of 3. We'll play a Protoss in the round of 4, so it would be, if ByuN wins, a guaranteed TvP semi-final. ShoWTimE, our red Protoss in the bottom left corner. I'm just checking if there's any updates. There is. Hero gets revenge on Creative from last week, and Hero is our first semi-finalist of the day. He plays the winner of this ByuN ShoWTimE series on the top half of the bracket. MaxPax and Ryung still in game. The winner of that plays StarCraft or Cure. We have a MaxPax Ryung match. Oh my god, Ryung's up a game against MaxPax. What is going on? It looks like it's about to be 1-1, but yeah. Ryung won the first game apparently, so Ryung showing up a little bit more heavily than I think a lot of people would immediately expect. A little crazy. Alrighty, game number 2. Get this underway. Barracks going through, getting the gas coming online. Just finishing up, and yeah, a few more pros mining back over. All the early stages we just have. Not anything too crazy. No proxy or anything, no Marauder opening. It is actually going to be a Marine opening, which means that you're going to save the gas you'd spend on the Reaper. Accelerates the factory coming into play, but it does take away your scouting potential because you're not going to be having the Reaper on the map. You're actually going to play it safe by putting the command center into the main base for the expansion as well, so not going to risk having to deal with, you know, early game units approaching the front door. ByuN loves these mind games lately, by the way. Cancels the Marine, because if he shows the Marine, then ShoWTimE knows. If he cancels the Marine, restarts it, and then just cancels again, like ShoWTimE just assumes it's probably a Reaper popping out. He pulls the probe away because he's expecting a Reaper. He's like, cool, I saved my probe. Reaper wasn't seen, but I pretty much just assume it. ByuN has been playing this first unit of the game, Mind Game, so much. He started doing this at EWC, and he basically has just kept it going ever since then. So when he was playing against Astrea, when he was playing against Zaun, there's been a few different moments where he's just, again, been trying to trick what that first unit is, and just trying to get his opponent to misread the situation. Because, for example, right now, ShoWTimE doesn't know what's up, and this factory builds a Cyclone. A Cyclone showing up at the front door, if you don't have a battery, can be very problematic. So yeah, ByuN just kind of building around the idea of just tricking his opponent a little bit and just trying to make the game complicated from the very beginning, where the Protoss feels as though they should at least have an idea of what's going on, and in reality they're going to have no idea of what's actually going on. So yeah, very cool. That's the Twilight Council comes up. Obviously the hallucination will give you the scout now, so that's going to be a scout as the Cyclone is popping, so hallucination is going to at least give you that information, and you will see the factory finished, and the Cyclone will even kill the hallucination. Doesn't look like it's going to be too likely to head across the map. Yeah, it could probably still poke about, but I wouldn't mind on the follow-up. Medevac on the follow-up too, as we get into game 2. Yeah, something to talk about for us early with that Marine cancel rebuild. And the Widowmine, like I say, popping out. The Medevac will be done soon. And just what goes into the Medevac. Are we just going to put Marines and a Cyclone in there? Are we going to take the Widowmines across for a drop? What is our commitment right now? What do we decide is the play from this? Mine is good, striking down the hallucination. Team of mine still joined up. The Stalkers gathering together. Just have the Blink on the way through as well. Nexus and Forge continue to come into play. Two mines going to head down to the bottom side. A couple of Stalkers warp in. Blink finishing shortly. These two mines will unload. Widow Mine number 1. And that dies. Now looking for Widow Mine 2. It's going to burrow up as well. Doesn't get a shot off, but is at least saved, so that Widow Mine will stick around. But good defense from ShoWTimE, really nullifying the effectiveness of the Widow Mine drop super early and making this a whole lot better of a scenario for him. Obviously, the more you shut that down, the less information you give up for free, the happier you're probably meant to be about it. Hallucination does go down. The Marine's able to make that grab, and we are stepping across the map as we speak, so making progress out down to the bottom left. A few Stalkers going to be right there. The Banshee is going to start jumping onto those, and we will just have Marine tank Cyclone pushing on through. Nice Cyclone lock on, relocks onto the low HP Stalker, gets the grab on that very nicely. And meanwhile, the Widow Mine drop came back in, got 3 more workers. ShoWTimE will get batteries finishing at the front here, so we'll be able to get those online. Batteries complete. But how long do they last for? I mean, the tanks are in reach of them, so those batteries will fall. And now the third base in trouble. ShoWTimE, I think, is just stumbling in this game. I do not think he's going to have what he needs to stay in this and to bring himself to a victorious position. This is looking very bad for him at the moment. As ByuN is going to get blinked on. Stalkers are going to get the units because they focus fire down the Nexus, and a Widow Mine in the main base goes huge as well. That has 4 kills. Overall, we've killed 12 probes recently. It's just too many losses to really justify. You can't really sit there and take that amount of damage and just be like, okay, this was great. Like, no, this is bad. This is real bad. As the Stalkers get rid of a couple of Marines. Need to push into the upper right side. Stalkers coming across, a couple of SCVs going down. We will have our medevac taking damage. The bunker put some more damage out as well. And she's still trying to help out there as best as possible. See the Robo Facility and Nexus both coming through. The GG just gets called. ShoWTimE is getting bullied in every single direction here. And GG probably is the best call to an answer for him, as ByuN is going to take the 2-0. Looking good and aggressive in this TvP, which is good because that's